Hi everybody and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist and internationally published author, helping take your life, your business, your health, fitness, body and mindset from where you are right now to where it is that you want to be. And I am in the car again today. I apologise that so many of these are coming in the car lately. It's my daughter still continues to be in the hospital and I'm on the way there this morning to visit her. And today's topic was inspired by something that I heard at the hospital yesterday while I had to step out for a moment while my daughter was eating. And it was quite interesting. And what the inspiration is around how you allow negative conversations, negative thoughts, negative environment, negative influences in your life, and how you allow those to come into your life or don't. Because the decision that you make around those negative, let's say toxic events can have a dramatic impact on how you perform throughout your life and the standards that you set for yourself. Now, this particular conversation that I heard was not an intentional one that I intended to, listen into. It was just the volume that the person was speaking at, and the room where we were, even though it was open, we were the only two people in there. Now, I went to check on some emails and do that kind of stuff while I had to wait for my daughter, and this guy was just talking really loudly. Now, to give you some context of what he was talking about, he was basically big noting himself. So he's talking to, I don't know who it was, but whether it was a friend, a colleague, not sure. I'm assuming it was a friend because it was, on a weekend and stuff. He was talking about investing in property and how much of a bad decision that was, and he just ran through some numbers, and he said you've got to put everything into the share market. He said last year he made $700,000 in the share market, and he was talking about different people and talking about how what he was doing was a much better choice than what they were doing. He was talking about the cars that people drove. He was talking about how much people were worth. And it just didn't feel comfortable sitting there listening to it and having this person talk about people the way that he was talking about them. And I just thought, you know what, this isn't a good person here. Like, it just didn't feel good listening into it. I can't imagine what the person on the other end felt like. It just didn't feel right. And then, the person got up and walked away. And, I just lifted my head and glanced at him. And I thought, wow, here you are talking all this stuff. And this guy, he looked quite old. One of those people I would say looked much older than he was. He was very out of shape. And I thought, wow, here you are, big noting yourself about all of this stuff and talking down all of these other people, and yet here you are walking around where you're obviously not focusing on your health. Now, whether he was talking the truth about his stuff, you know what it's like. People will usually talk a bigger game than they actually have. And the other thing that stands out is, if you're listening to this right now, and if you know highly successful people, I'm talking hundreds of millions of dollars that people are worth, or billionaires, do you ever hear them talking about what they have? No. Do you ever hear them talking down about other people? No. So I just thought, wow, I'm glad this guy is not in my circle of influence. And so then, pardon me, I got thinking further about how conversations can impact us, how those individuals in our life can really impact us. And I think if you've got, in your life, those people that are, not inspiring you, not helping you grow to be a better person. We need people in our life like that as well, because we want to, help people. We want to pull people up to our level and help, give them a leg up beyond where we are, because that's part of the human experience, giving back, coaching others to be better and to do better. And if you're in the right place, to do better than you. I'd love to coach people to be way better than I am, because that just feels good. That's what my role is. It's not about saying, okay, I'm going to coach you up to a point where you're just below me, because I can never have you getting ahead of me. I never, ever think about that. It's about getting the person to become the best version of themselves. I coach people that are more successful than me. I think that's awesome, because they see the value in what I provide to them. But we also need those people in life that are going to help us, give us a hand, reach back towards us and pull us up to their level and help give us a leg up and a hand up to that next level. We need more people in our life like that, so that we can become better people. And often we allow these negative comments, negative forces, negative people, negative circumstances in our life to impact us in a way that really, really holds us back. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So the question is, what do we do about that? How do we stop those forces from becoming so toxic that they start to immobilise us, or stop us from reaching up further, climbing up that next rung of the ladder, or taking that next step in the stairwell of life and success? Well, I think there's a couple of things that you need to do. One thing is that you can take all of that negativity and you can use it as fuel, as energy, to drive you harder and faster to be more successful in whichever area. This particular guy was only talking about money. And to put this into context, he was saying he doesn't consider any investment that only provides a 10% return. He says he won't waste his time. He said the only thing that he focuses on is something that is only going to give him a 700 to 800% return plus. Now, I don't know about you, but red flag, right? If everybody invested in something that gave you that much return all the time, then what does that tell you? It's incredibly high risk. And with high risk comes the risk of high return, but also the risk of a lot of loss. But he was talking about this as if it was gospel. So it didn't take me long to work out that this guy is just a trash talker. So how do I not take that on and say, wow, I'm not achieving anything if this guy's achieved that much success in the last year, and this is how much he's worth, and he's focusing on this return, etc. I could easily allow that in, but I didn't, because I have a set of values that I live by, values and beliefs, and part of them I've already just said to you. But for me, there's some red flags that go off to people that are like that and say, well, geez, I'm not even interested in taking in what you're saying, because you're not a nice person. The way that you're talking about others, the way you're talking down about others, that's not a good thing. I want to hang out with people that sorry, it was just a bit of traffic there. I want to hang out with people that treat me like the way that I want to be treated. And that doesn't mean that I don't have coaches that don't tell me things that I maybe need to hear but don't necessarily want to hear. It's not about having a bunch of yes people around you. It's not that at all. But it is having people that treat you with respect. And what I've learned over time, because for many, many years I would take, commentary, the circumstances of events, etc., as very, very personally. And that would have a deep impact on me. It would make me lose confidence. It would make me have some issues with my self-image. It would have a detrimental impact on my self-belief, what I thought I was capable of doing. If I said a goal too loudly and people heard it and they made fun of it, then I would think, well, okay, I better not say that again. Because why? We feel humiliated. It's that risk of failure. We don't want to fail. We want to succeed. And if we say things too loudly and we talk about our goals in a way that may put us at risk of people criticising us, then that can be hurtful to us. It creates this self-doubt that I thought I could really do this, and I took a long time to come up with what it is that I truly wanted, and now you're making fun of me. That really doesn't feel good at all. So I'm not going to tell you that again, and maybe I shouldn't open my mouth again. Maybe I shouldn't try for those things because all these people say I can't do that, I'm not able to do that. For many years I thought about that around my book. I thought I was hopeless at English. I've never written a book before. People not thinking that I could do it. Comments, whether they be online or in person, or hearsay that people make about you, and you think, oh gosh, maybe they're right. Maybe I can't do that. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I'm not as big an authority as I think I am. Maybe I do need to do these extra things before I'm in a position of being able to, really be able to write a book. And so we start to question ourselves at a high level, and then that can cause immobilisation. But when you get to that point, and sometimes it takes a couple of breakthroughs in success somewhere. Maybe it's some comments from the clients that you're working with, the clients that you're coaching, and they say, wow, if it wasn't for you, my life would never be as good as it is right now. You've really turned things around for me. I mean, I've done that for hundreds of people, and maybe thousands and tens of thousands that I just don't know about. But when you hear those comments, or you get a little note or an email or a text or a card or something, a little gift, and people say what you've meant to them, and it's like, wow, I had no idea that I was having that much impact on this person's life. Because sometimes we forget. I get caught up in how I'm helping people and just delivering more and doing all these things, when I sometimes forget that there's feedback there that I'm not hearing. And so that's really powerful, I believe. And that helps build your confidence in what you're doing. It helps build that self-confidence. And so what I've learned to do these days, I'm just driving into the car park, so I've just got to get a ticket here, so just bear with me. But what I've learned to do over the years is, I'm not sure what the hold up here is. What I've learned is you need to build walls. And you need to build walls, like if you think about walls as like a fortress, if you like. Walls that don't allow that negativity to come in. Walls that allow you to only keep in those things that you want to, and don't allow that negativity to cause you to feel like, oh wow, I'm not in a good place, or I'm not capable of doing that. I'm concentrating trying to find a park. You've got a very, very slow person in front of me here. Here we go with one of those reverse parkers again. Seriously, I wonder why people can't just drive into a car park. They have to take a long time reverse parking. And I don't understand that. Building those walls so that any of those negative forces you just don't allow to come in. You say, I'm not letting you in. I hear you, but I'm not letting you come in to my world. Because when you can do that, you start to remain focused on what's important to you. You can get very easily distracted. You can be on that path, that right path for what it is that you're wanting to achieve. You've set your goals high, you're working hard, you're getting closer and closer to them, and then a whole bunch of this negativity or even one comment here and there comes by, and it's like, wow, that can really be like a kick to the guts, and you say, wow, that's really hurt. That's really going to stop me from what it is that I want to achieve. Of course, that's one approach, but the other approach is to say, do you know what? What they're saying is about them. It's not about me. It's about limiting beliefs that they have. It's about the negative thought processes that they have about themselves, or their ability to be able to achieve what it is that you want to achieve, or just their belief system in setting a standard so low for themselves that they don't surround themselves with those people that truly want to be successful and achieve, greater than they have. Many people will want to hold you back and pull you down because they don't want to see you grow faster than they do. And that's very true, especially when it comes to a health and body transformation. Many people don't want to see you have a smoking hot body. Most people don't want you to succeed beyond them, because then they'll feel that questions them. One of the challenges that I give my clients that are quite overweight is you will find that the overweight client surrounds themselves mainly with overweight people. You'll find their household is mainly overweight. You'll find their friends are mainly overweight. Why is that? Because like attracts like. And I don't say that in a disrespectful way or a meaningful way. And you might say, no, I'm overweight, but I hang out with people that are slim. Maybe that's true. I am making this statement generally, but I find that it holds very true. Why is that? Because you tend to partake in the same sorts of activities. There's no pressure about exercising or whatever, or you'll go and do some exercise together, but you're not doing the right things in the right way. It might be a case of you go to the same cafes together, you go to the same restaurants together, you eat the same sorts of foods together, you have the same sorts of snacks, drinks, etc., etc. Maybe it's something to do with your partner and the lifestyles that you've adopted with your partner, and you find that your partner and you drink together, you're dining out together, getting more takeaway together that's not necessarily serving you the right way, and you get caught up in this rut that is not actually serving you well. And it takes one of you to set a higher standard before you say, hang on, I'm not going to live like this anymore. I'm going to do things differently because I want different and better outcomes for myself. So I think you have to make sure that you have a really strong voice for yourself. You stay driven, you stay focused, you stay doing those things that you know serve you really, really well. So a few days ago I spoke about what are those absolute musts for you? What are those things that you know that you need to be doing all the time to be completely successful? Every single day. Because when you stay focused on those things, you create this momentum that you didn't think was possible for you, but it is possible for you. You just have to keep on track, doing those things that serve you really, really well. Put up those walls to block the negativity. Keep building your own generating your own momentum. Hang out with those people that are helping lift you up, rising you up to be a better person than you think you can be. Because you will find that you get to those points where you get in a rut. You find that you are, how can I say, becoming complacent with where it is that you want to be. You find that you're on this upward path for a while, but then you reach this plateau, or maybe you go back down again because, I don't know, something called a pandemic might come along and it throws you off track and says, well, do you know what, I'm only going to keep achieving right now. So myself, right now, I'm standing in the hospital now. I've moved from the car park to the hospital. I was disrupted there for a moment because I met a client in the car park of the hospital who's just happened to be taking her sick baby daughter to the emergency department now. So I was having a little discussion with her and wishing her well. But it would be very easy for me right now to be thinking negative thoughts, to be thinking that, what have I done to deserve this? There's the pandemic. There's this, there's that, there's relationships that aren't working out, there's divorce, there's property settlements, there's, all these different things coming my way, different relationships that haven't worked out, different property deals that haven't worked out, different business ideas that haven't worked out, different marketing strategies that haven't worked out. But I don't stop and fester on any of those things because I know that all of these things are sent to test me and to create a better version of myself and a stronger version, a more resilient version of myself. I'm standing in the hospital right now, and the only thing I'm thinking about is the positivity in seeing my daughter, in the growth that I'm seeing for her each day. Is she in a bad spot? Yeah, she is. But why did this come my way? I could say, it's not fair. Or what I can say is I can use this as that growth opportunity for me to become a better dad, to become a better person. Maybe it's about changing some of the way that I do things so that I'm spending more time with my daughters, making sure that we have all our meal times together, making sure that I can find a better way to connect with both of my daughters. And I'm already doing that. And every single day I come in here, I think nothing but positivity, nothing but success, nothing but the way forward, nothing but having fun, rising her up every day, making sure that she's in a great mood and being in a really great place. So I put up walls around me to not let the negativity come in, not to allow those negative people like the one I was talking about yesterday to come into my life and impact me in a negative way. I don't allow that. What I do, these walls that I build, there's a gate. And what I do allow is those positive people that are going to uplift me, help me achieve more. That's what I allow to come in that door. So, if I can do it, you can do it too. But it does require concentrated, focus, consistent effort every single day. But it's worth it because you're worth it. And that's what makes life so exciting, that you can use all of these elements to help you grow, help you progress in life, help you achieve the things that it is that you want to achieve. Have a great day. Stay safe. I'm going to go give my daughter a hug. See you tomorrow.